What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Baseball Now podcast. I'm your host, Mason Braggins, joined by Stephen Cross. As always, it is week 4 of the MLB has just finished up. We got a couple games happening today, just a few, not too many. And we're just going to recap the week. We're going to kick things off. We'll kind of jump around through here, but we'll talk about each of the teams in the top 10 of the power rankings from MLB, MLB's top 10 in the power rankings. We're going to start it off with the Rays. I think we both had them kind of low in the standings in our predictions, but they're doing really solid right now. They're 12-9. They lost this series to the Pirates in what seemed to be a pretty uncompetitive contest. The Pirates outscored them in total. What's the math there? I'm quick mathing. 18-12. So they've lost that series by 6 runs in total. Kind of, not characteristic considering that previously they swept the Yankees and swept the White Sox. I think the Rays have definitely been a big surprise this season.
Yeah, one might say that they might be back, especially with the Trop being back, and they're 4-2 in that place now, which is good to see. Obviously, the hate for the Trop has come back because people just, for some reason, don't like the Trop. I've said that multiple times on the Rockies pod and maybe this pod. I actually like the Trop. It just, you don't see that park a lot nowadays. Yeah. Obviously, the location. It's a little bit difficult. Not ideal. It's not even in Tampa Bay. But anyways, the Rays are off to a good start. And obviously the Yankees, they stopped the bleeding and now they're starting to win some games. They've won 3 straight heading into today, which is what's today? It's Monday, April 20th. So Ryan McMahon finally got his home run. Rockies legend got the other day, but he's still hitting like 133. But the Yankees, they lead that division. Orioles, they're staying around 500. The Red Sox, we wanted to talk briefly about them. They're kind of getting up in, because again, when we started the first 2 podcasts of the year, Mason, we were talking about how bad the Red Sox were. Like, their offense was atrocious. Their pitching was keeping them in games, but Wilson Contreras wasn't doing well. But really, Abreu was one of their only good hitters on that lineup. My guy, Trevor Story, it looks like he's starting to heat up a little bit, but again, Roman Anthony, he's been heating up as well. So,
hopefully we see their star players, so the Red Sox start to light up a little bit. I mean, I think I don't know when the last week we looked into the stats, but I know for a fact that Wilyer Abreu led the team in all of their was the team leader and everything.
Offensive categories.
Trevor Story now leads the team in RBIs, and then Wilson Contreras leads the team in OBP and home runs, but then Abreu still holds that batting average and total hits. I mean, just an excellent player Abreu is. My little brother dropped him in fantasy, and I was like, ooh, pick him up right away.
No, what is he doing?
And it was
you don't know ball.
I think it was maybe he didn't start a game, or the Red Sox weren't playing a game and he didn't have another outfielder to fill that position. So he was like, I need to offload somebody. And he just looked at the stats. I'm like, dude, you dropped one of the best hitters in the league. Thank you.
Did he pick him back up? Did he pick him back up?
No, I have him on my team, obviously. He also dropped Wilson Contreras, and I said, okay, I'll pick him up too.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
So I think now I have Anthony Story, Contreras, and Abreu on my fantasy team.
That's not a bad lineup. That's not a bad lineup.
Half of the Red Sox on my fantasy team.
Hey, Mason, again, their offense is starting to heat up a little bit. Of course, their pitching hasn't been that great. 102 runs allowed, which is third most. Second most, but the tied most in that division is the Rays and the Blue Jays, who are at 109 in terms of runs allowed. Negative 13 run differential. So again, not horrible. 5-5 at 500 at home. Of course, they're playing who are they playing? We need to pull that up here. Looks like the Tigers, and it looks like they won today. So I think
they won 8-6.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. But yeah, I mean, the Red Sox, hats off to them, because again, they were off to, I think they were at one point the worst team in baseball, and now
I think that first week they were the worst team.
Yeah, and now, I mean, there was people booing. We were talking about this on our first season pod. how people were chanting sell the team, and now vibes are a little bit higher. But Mason, there's another team in that division that isn't doing so well. Obviously, they won in their last game, but they're negative 26 in run differential. Their pitching is not very good, obviously.
Yeah.
This is almost as worse, if not it's actually the worst in that division, and that's the Toronto Blue Jays. And I
Yeah.
think we discussed it very briefly. However, I was more on the this was my personal opinion. I thought the Blue Jays were going to stay hot heading into the
Oh,
season.
yeah.
But I think
Absolutely.
you had them on a little bit of a cold start just because of the World Series, and we already know how many times in baseball we see
Yep.
teams get off those slow starts in baseball, and so we're seeing that with the Blue Jays. It's just very inconsistent. They don't play like a good baseball team despite their record. They're 8-13, but I mean, if you watch them on TV, it's just like this is not the same team that they were last year, Mason.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm trying to scroll back, but MLB makes so many posts about just obviously the season in general. So I'm trying to find the power rankings from last week to see if
the Blue Jays
were in it, because I think the Blue Jays were okay last week. They're not in the top 10 from MLB this week in power rankings. Again, I'm just trying to find last week's real quick to confirm to see if they were even in it last week. But
for our listeners who are wondering,
posts.
The Blue Jays, Mason, are 2-7 so far on the road. So, and they're playing the Angels next, and the Angels are actually surprising some people. They're surprising us a little bit. I mean, we both had them, I think, at the bottom. I think I had them. No, I think I had them at the bottom. I'm not sure. Did you?
I think you had them in last. I had them in fourth.
Fourth place, yeah. But I mean, they're Mike Trout, dude, and we'll talk about that, a little bit later on.
I mean, shout outs. One of my favorite accounts on Instagram, Bartolo's Memes, just posted his weekly awards that he gives out as just the runner, and his goat of the week is Mike Trout. He had 5 homers this week, had an OPS of 1,400, I think was his OPS this last week, and almost a 300 average this last week. So Mike Trout really popped off this last week. Looking forward to seeing the Angels. I finally found last week's power rankings.
5 million years later,
which the Blue Jays were in. The Blue Jays were in last year's power rankings. Even though
unbelievable.
Yeah, wow. kind of crazy. Yeah, they've kind of just fallen off a little bit from that. There's a lot happening.
They don't prove to be a top 10 team in the league right now.
Oh yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
but you want to know who might be a top 10? Oh my gosh. Yeah. A top 10 team in the league. Number 9 on the power rankings, the Cincinnati Reds. And in fact, I just want to say, okay, 4 of the 5 NL Central teams are in the top 10 of the power rankings this week.
And here I had them. I'm not sure. Again, I think we both might have had them, but I had them as one of the weakest divisions in the league. And here, the Cardinals are 13-8. Their roster, Mason, I said I do not like the Cardinals roster. Somehow they're 13-8. They won a series. No, they swept the Tigers. And so I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah, the NL Central is the best division in baseball right now. Everybody has an over 500 winning percentage. Yeah. The Reds are in first place, 14-8. Cardinals 13-8. Pirates 13-9. Cubs and Brewers 12-9. I'm just like, those teams, we have the Reds in 9th in the power rankings, Cubs at 8th, Brewers at 7th, the Pirates at 5th. The only team that's not in here is the Cardinals, which is a little bit surprising.
Yeah.
I think maybe they kind of had, I don't know, I like the Pirates being in there, but the fact that, they're a half game behind the Cardinals is a little bit surprising, considering the fact that, they're behind the Cardinals in placement, obviously. And the Cardinals swept the Astros, and they won the series against the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surprised that the Cardinals are not in there, considering the fact that the Pirates have kind of just went back and forth. I mean, they're past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 games. They went loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So
very consistent. Yeah,
exactly. They went 4-4 over their last 8.
You know what's so shocking, Mason, compared to last year with the Pirates? They actually have this time they have a positive run differential, plus 25.
Yeah.
And last year the Pirates shockingly had the worst offense in baseball, following the Rockies. The Rockies were actually not the worst, believe it or not. Last year the Pirates had the worst offense. They've turned that around. Obviously, shout out to to them for getting in people finally this offseason that can actually hit the baseball. They've had guys turn up. O'Neal Cruz, who had a horrendous defensive start. He's starting to become an all-star player now. It looks like, again, we'll see if he
despite having
holds that up, but
strikeouts this last week.
Yeah, it's insane. But I will say though, again, the Pirates, we're not gonna go on a trail like we did last time talking about the City Connects. But I will say the Pirate City Connects live actually look pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
The Reds, I think, are. This whole division, I think, is incredibly shocking. I think all around.
Yeah.
Again, we both had the Cardinals and Pirates at the bottom of the division, the Cincinnati Reds in the middle, and then I think we both had the Cubs winning the division and the Brewers in second.
Yeah.
But like all of that is just flipped around. I mean, yes, the whole division is playing great. You just look at their win-to-loss ratio. Every single team is playing great in that division.
Mhm.
The Cubs and Brewers only a game and a half behind the Reds right now. I mean, the Cubs, I think, are starting to wake up a little bit. They have the second highest run differential in the league right now at plus 30. Even though they're in fourth place in the division, they have a plus 30 run differential. Their offense is starting to wake up a little bit after a really rough couple weeks to start the season. I think same story with the Brewers. I think they had like a hot first week, had a down week, which kind of like dropped them in the standings, but now they're tied with the Cubs in the division. The Cubs have won their last 5, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Cardinals, won their last 5. Cincinnati Reds won their last 3, and then Pirates and Brewers Pirates won their last one. Brewers lost yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole division is one to watch. I would not.
Yeah.
If all of these teams keep playing like this, they're all playoff teams.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a 571 win ratio, that's a playoff team.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah, well, 100%. And what's so weird, it's just like we're seeing actually really good teams. It's not like 500 teams like I felt like we saw last year. Like we're seeing the Padres, Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, the Reds, the Cardinals. It's just like it's insane. And then you look at the American League, it's not as good. A lot of 500 teams, and I think that's the reason why. Obviously, because a few years ago we had the new interleague schedule change to where now teams are playing, and I think that's the reason why. So the American League is trash, and then the National League is really good, and a lot of it is just weird because we're seeing other than and again I'm gonna throw some shade at the Mets here. Other than the Mets, I mean, you're looking at the National League. It's actually not a bad records for a lot of the teams. I mean, Philadelphia and the Mets, but yeah, man, it's just, I agree. The Central is going to be super fun to watch, especially if this keeps up, Mason, going to the All-Star break and after. Like, it's must-watch TV for baseball fans in general, not just if you're a diehard for a fan of a certain team. If you're a baseball fan, you got to watch the Central. I mean, again, like you said, it's the best division clearly in baseball. I mean, all the teams, like you said, are above 500. So definitely watch that. So yeah, who's next on the power rankings? Who do you have?
Yeah, next on the power rankings, I mean, we covered all the NL Centrals, so that covers the Reds, the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Pirates. But in between the Pirates and Brewers are the Diamondbacks. They're in 6th in the power rankings this week, and I think that's a fair spot to put them. I think once again they're another team that had a really rough start to the season, but they've kind of woken up. Their offense has come back to life. They're 13-9 with only a -3 run differential right now. Something to keep note of though. Corbin Carroll.
Yep.
Back tightness. Thankfully, I think he's avoiding the IL.
But you can't afford to lose him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's their all-star. I mean, he has the best average on the team out of the people who I guess like qualify for enough games.
Yeah, 990 OPS. Leads the team in runs scored. Yeah.
He has a .9 WAR, a 300 average. He has 16 RBIs on the season, 3 homers. And I mean, it's like, again, I think I mentioned this right at the beginning or like one of our first podcast episodes this season, but Corbin Carroll generates the most runs per 9 innings. And that's because of his ability to just run the bases. He has 6 doubles and 3 triples on the season. I want to say 3 triples is the most out of any player this season. I don't know if that's entirely correct. But I know that's definitely up there. I mean, we can sort by stats.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here. Yeah, you're right. Corbin Carroll, 3
right?
triples, leads baseball. Yep.
Leads baseball with the most triples. Yeah, I mean, it's
You know
like
what's surprising? Luis Arise, who I don't feel like has. I mean, maybe I'm underrating his game here, but I wouldn't expect him. I know you have triples alley in San Francisco, but 2 triples for him. Benintendi has 2. Edwards, but anyways, yeah, Corbin Carroll leads. You're correct. He has 3 triples. So.
Yeah, but something to make note of, and I don't know, what this is, but he only has 2 stolen bases this season. Which I think is something that's a little bit irregular
Odd.
from Corbin Carroll, because again, he generates the most runs per game. So it's like where, like how does he not have more than that? I think part of that is now this back issue that he has right now. This I think came up like last night or 2 nights ago. So I don't know how like new this is or if he's been dealing with it all season. That's not why he's stealing bases, but definitely a little bit out of character for the all-star speedster from the Diamondbacks. But I mean, there are other hitters as well. It's kind of funny how like Corbin Carroll is, their best, and there's really no one else who's kind of close to him who's played the same amount of games. Because Perdomo's only batting 229, Arenado's batting 205, and Marte's batting 217. So yeah, a little bit shocking. I mean, if you want to go down for people who've played under 20 games, I mean, they have Ildemaro Vargas, who has a batting average of 368 right now.
Best player on the team.
Yeah, which is
that's crazy.
Crazy.
Because I feel like he's been around baseball for a long time, and he's been moving from. I mean, he hasn't spent a whole lot of time with a lot of teams, but it's just like he's been a guy that's been DFA'd, I think, a couple times, and
yeah.
But for him to be arguably the hottest hitter on their lineup, again, he's not playing every day, but off the bench,
right? I mean, if this is so, I mean, he played with Arizona for about like. He played with Arizona for 3 years and then 8 games with them in 2020. So 2017 through 2020.
Yeah.
Then he went to
the
White Sox? Twins in 2020, Twins. Got DFA'd, went to the Cubs, and then I think got sent out to the minors and didn't play. He played a total of 24 games in 2020. Out of the 70 something that happened that year.
Yeah.
Not even half. Then he was with the Cubs in 2021 for 9 games. He was with the Pirates in 2021 for 7 games.
Yeah.
Then with the Diamondbacks again in 2021, he played a total of 34 games in 2021. Yeah. Then I'm gonna guess was DFA'd by or entered free agency after 2020, was picked up by the Cubs again in 2022, was traded to the Nationals or was DFA'd by the Cubs or something, played with the Nationals for the rest of 2022 and with the Nationals for 2023, 2024, was with the Diamondbacks in 2025, but only played 38 games, and now he's playing again in 2026. So this man has been
at this rate, he's going to get DFA'd again.
He's been over
the cycle, and then he's going to get picked up by the Cubs or somebody.
He's been all through the National League Central, the Diamondbacks, and then also the Twins. But I think if he stays with the I think the Diamondbacks need to keep this guy around.
Yeah. Why not?
He's an excellent hitter. He's a great baseball player, and I think he's definitely. We want to talk about the big names, like Marte, Perdomo, Arenado, and Carroll, like doing the work. But I think this guy's definitely one of the reasons that they're winning games right now.
Yeah. Hats off to Arizona. I mean, Arenado. I think before, I don't know if he had hit his home runs before or after, but we'll just mention Arenado got a 2-homer game last week. Has another one just recently, so he has 3 on the year. But yeah, and then Marte leads the team with 4.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean they do have power, but at the same time though, you look at other teams across, the National League and Major League Baseball, Diamondbacks are toward the bottom of the list, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of home runs. Again,
I think if you look at all MLB standings, I can go by team.
Yeah,
they're not in the top 5.
Yeah.
They have in terms of homers, they have the 21st most.
Yeah, so they don't have a lot of power on that team. Obviously, there was some excitement around Arenado, obviously, rightfully so. But at the same time, though, for those of us that have seen Arenado play in the National League West for long periods of time, we saw it in St. Louis when he traded over there. His power went down, not a ton, but went down. It's just natural. I mean, Arenado's 34 years of age. I think he's turning 35 next year. But I mean, you're looking at the rear end of Arenado's career, so it's not like you're expecting MVP year for him. But you're rooting for him. But yeah, in Arizona, again, I think we both had him very mid at the season. I think that's the way things are going to go there. I do expect them to fall off a little bit. Again, you do like obviously as a baseball fan, we don't want to see injuries, but should Corbin Carroll still struggle with
Absolutely.
this back issue or whatever, you got to be a little bit afraid of. And their pitching hasn't been dude, look at their pitching. They've allowed 102 runs,
Yeah.
more than the Rockies. And the Rockies
Crazy.
play, Coors Field. Diamondbacks are good at home, but on the road they're 500. So, and not only that, but the 500 is that teams versus 500. I'm assuming, or above. I think it's above. So the Diamondbacks are 2-5 against teams that are above 500. I think that's what it means. Again, I'm kind of learning that stat. Yes. So record. Yeah. So they're kind of middle of the pack, even though they're 13-9. I just, you look at the Padres and Dodgers. Again, we'll get to the National League West a little bit later, and I think they're higher up in the power rankings. And we'll talk about them. But yeah, Arizona, they just feel like a third place team in this division. But hey, I mean, they're having a decent start. They're 7-3 in the last 10 games. So keep going, keep pushing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the next team in the power rankings are the Yankees, number 4. Number 5 was the Pirates. We talked about them earlier. Number 4 is the Yankees. We mentioned them right when we were talking with the Rays, but I think they kind of lost it for a little bit, it felt like. And that's when the Rays took the head of the division. But they swept the Royals, so they're back in first place. I mean, yeah, back like literally this last week. I mean, they lost the series to the Athletics, then got swept by the Rays, split the series with the Angels, but then swept the Royals. So Yankees are looking hot again after what seemed to be a rough third week of baseball. But they are, they're back. They have the 9th most runs in the MLB, but the 26th highest batting average in the league at 218 as a team. So like not amazing. They have the 6th highest ERA, team average 340, and then the 9th highest BAA of 229. So I mean, their pitchers are pretty solid. It seems their batting is okay. I think it's definitely. I think the Yankees show up in big ways rather than small ways. I think is what it seems to be like. Just kind of that's kind of what it is. It's like they're not the type of team. I feel like some like we've seen the last 2 games, the Sunday and Saturday games, the Rockies against the Dodgers. Like the Rockies are a team where it's like, if a pitcher's in a bad slump, the Rockies are just going to get on base. It's like they're not hitting home runs. They're just like getting on base, getting RBIs. Whereas the Yankees are definitely a team where it's like if people get on base, doesn't matter if 1 dude's on or 3 dudes are on, someone's hitting a home run. That's kind of how that's kind of how the Yankees play. I think they have a very high chase rate as a team. But their best player right now is Ben Rice.
Yeah.
Who is this kid? Where did he come from?
Yeah, I mean, he was a good prospect for them. I did a podcast I think a year ago over at Rockies Now, and a Yankees fan, and I was actually high on Ben Rice because again, I would see him in out of the park baseball games and everything. I would see his numbers. I'm like, dude, this guy has some power. He has some tools. And then I would have Yankees fans tell me, yeah, we're not too high on him. He's probably going to be a bench guy, but he's their starting first baseman.
Yeah,
and look how good he's doing. So. Yeah, no, I mean, I just feel like the Yankees, like you said, I mean, I feel like their offense is hit and miss. They'll have games to where they'll get shut out, and then the next game they score like 15 runs.
Exactly.
They have that ability, especially playing in Yankee Stadium. You have the short portion right field. So easy to. I mean, not to mention even the left field. Ryan McMahon hit like his first home run of the season the other day, and it went to left field, but it's just like he did not get all of it as a home run. So. I don't know. It's just the Yankees. They're 0-3. However, I will say they're 0-3 in their division. Again, it's early, but you have other teams that again you have the Rays behind them. You have the Orioles are starting to, even though they've lost 2 straight. The Orioles are still there. Don't count out the Red Sox quite yet, but I mean, this is the Yankees division, I guess, this year, and I think they're in a good position, especially with how cold the Blue Jays are right now. But yeah, no, it's just Yankees keep balling. But yeah, the series against the Angels should have been a easy series or easier, but again, you have Mike Trout who is playing out of his mind right now. It's probably
he's going
to be an all-star.
Yeah, this was the type of season, the start of the season that he had a couple years ago, and then he got injured. So praying he doesn't get injured this time because we want to see a good season from Mike Trout. Absolutely. But I mean, it's like I think I said this, like Yankees have a high chase rate. They have a team total of 203 strikeouts. As batters, they have 203 strikeouts. I mean, how do we compare that? I mean, it's like if we're looking at
The Rockies, I know for sure, don't lead the league in strikeouts. That's for sure. That's a benchmark that teams don't want to meet, especially after last year.
Exactly. And team.
I'm trying to think. I know the Rockies again. We'll talk about this
Here we go.
hot topic, but yeah.
Team batting stats. I can finally sort it.
Yeah.
The Yankees are in 22nd in terms of total strikeouts.
Okay,
as
so
the team.
Okay.
Again, 203. The worst strikeout team are the Angels, 223.
Oof. But hey, they're 500-ish.
Yeah.
That's the Angels, though. It's the Angels.
Yeah. So I mean, just like I think if the Yankees really, again, like I said, they hit for power is really what it is. So I mean, like, I wouldn't be too scared if you're a Yankees fan, with these few things that we've said about, like the strikeout mishaps and whatnot. But it's like they have all of their main guys. I mean, like we said, Ben Rice hitting 338. Stanton's hitting 240. Caballero's hitting 233. Bellinger's hitting 276. Judge is hitting 232. The only two people who are hitting awfully are Chisholm and Grisham, both hitting below 200. But man, Chisholm, has this guy ever played baseball in his life?
I mean, he had some success in Miami, but again, like Miami doesn't miss him. I don't think they miss him.
Well, I mean, he had a solid year in 2024. The World Series, but it's just like last year he was This year, I don't know what's happened. His
I'll just go and say this
is gone.
Well, I'll just say this: why was he on the cover of MLB The Show 23? Like, I just don't get it, especially the year. I mean, Shohei was on the cover in 22. That was a really good cover. It was the red cover and everything. But I'm like, why was he on the cover of 23? I mean, the colors were good, but it's just like, why? Like,
Evan, I think it's funny. They had Guerrero on the cover of 24, and the Toronto Blue Jays were last place in their division that year.
It's the curse. It's the curse, dude. It's the curse of the cover. Same thing that happens in Madden.
So does that mean because Aaron Judge is on the cover this year, the Yankees are getting last in the division?
Or something happens to him. I mean, we don't want anything to happen to him, but it's just like there's something wrong with the NBA covers, NFL covers, even NHL covers.
The NFL covers might actually be cursed, though.
Literally. Yeah, literally.
Those might actually be cursed.
Well, maybe. I'm not sure if it was the one with Patrick Mahomes and Brady. That didn't make sense where they were both co-sharing. I don't like covers like that.
The one with Christian McCaffrey, and then he tore his Achilles the second week.
Literally, that's
and then this last football season, Saquon Barkley was like a middle of the pack running back.
Not that good at all.
Like, I mean, his all-star, like, incredible season.
Yeah, it's just
Philly.
Yeah, it's just. But anyways,
different topic.
I'm like, but like Jazz Chisholm, I just never got why he was on that cover. But yeah, man, he's
pretty bad.
Yeah, he needs to step it up. But he's definitely, his WAR has definitely got to be below 0.
Yeah, his WAR is minus 0.1, which is a little surprising. Maybe that, I don't know.
Better than expected.
Exactly. I'm just like, I don't know where that comes from. Maybe he is better on defense.
The Yankees.
After all.
I mean, the Yankees are having a good start, so maybe that's some of that goes into that, or his defense, whatever. But
no.
Yeah.
Moving on up, third in the power rankings are the Padres. This honestly, I mean, it just doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if we look at it, the top 4 from this week are the top 4 teams in the MLB right now, based on just winning percentage. The Padres, I mean, as a Dodgers fan, Steven is a Rockies fan, we hate to see this.
Yes.
We hate the Padres, but they're playing ridiculously good baseball right now.
They have the best closer in baseball, Mason Miller. The guy's unhittable. Guy's unhittable.
Yeah, it is insane how good he is. I mean, they went kind of like at the start or the end of week 2, I think, going into week 3. They went on a 9-game winning streak.
Yeah, and then they lost the other night, and then they have another winning streak.
Against the Angels, they lost the first game. They got shut out in that game, actually, 8-0. And then 1-2 close games the next 2. But like, golly, going on like 9 straight wins is insane. They won this series against the Pirates. They swept the Rockies in 4, swept the Mariners. It's just their whole team is insane right now. And I'm just like, I'm not like, they don't have their 23rd in OBP, their 20th in slugging, they're 15th in runs scored, they're 16th in team batting average, they're 12th in opponent batting average. They're the only thing I think is really keeping them in games is the ERA. They have the 5th highest ERA, which is crazy. But I don't know, just it's insane. I mean, like Mason Miller, last night
Yeah.
closed off their combined 2-hitter off the Angels, and I think that 2-hitter was, I think it was just, I think it wasn't it a hit and then
I think
yeah,
you're right.
it was a
Yeah.
hit from Soler, and then an RBI. Oh, sorry. The 2 hits were from Soler and then pinch hitter Peraza. But the run that scored was a
yeah.
Zach Neto
Neto. Yep.
sac fly, I believe, or sacrifice hit that scored a run. But yeah, a combined 2-hitter, and the Padres themselves had 5 hits, but only 2 runs. So I mean, it was a low scoring game. But
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just
that game
yeah.
allowed 1 hit. Is no earned runs, walked 4, struck out 6. It was like, but like, which is crazy because the Angels started that game had a ridiculous game. Only 2 earned runs, but struck out 8. So like a very in 6 innings, so like a very good start. But Padres were just able to edge it out.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that just they of course, I think we talked about it last week how they came back against the Mariners. Like this team knows how to do that. I don't know. Again, they walked us off twice against my Rockies in that series, which was aggravating to watch.
It just sucks. I mean,
it just sucks. I mean, we had the lead. The Rockies had the lead in both those games, and then it was tied. We go to extra innings, and it's just like who's going to blink first? And obviously the Padres, obviously I think they have a little bit more talented lineup. Obviously you have Tatis, Machado, Bogarts, but I just they have players that are playing their minds right now. They're playing extremely well. The pitching is awesome. And here I thought that they would be a middle of the pack team. And listen, they still very well could be. Again, that's what Mason and I are hoping. But I mean, you have to respect that what they're doing is just incredible. I mean, 9 straight games, and then now they're going to be coming here to Denver tomorrow. Well, actually, they should be coming in today on the airplane, and then they'll be playing the Rockies tomorrow for a new series. But yeah, man. I mean, the Padres. This is a team I feel like every year I look at the team at the start of the season, the preseason or spring training. I'm like, you know what? I'm not very high on them. I'm going to put them in like middle of the pack. And then they just surprise me every single time, and I hate it. But it's just like, okay, I mean, they have the best closer in baseball. I mean, the Rockies, I think they struck out on all their bats against Mason Miller in that series. It was just miserable. I'm like, when you see Mason Miller come in, it's just like, yep,
it's
inning over. Like we can't score. And then when he's out of the game, it's just like, oh, thank goodness, now we can score runs. But even then, their bullpen is pretty locked down. So yeah, I mean, the Padres, they deserve to be in that spot in the power rankings. So
absolutely. And then in second place are the Braves, which I mean, really, you could interchange Padres and Braves in the 2 and 3 positions. I mean, the Braves are on a 5-game winning streak right now, winning the series against the Marlins and then swept the Phillies. They're playing tonight, starting their series against the Nationals. But I mean, just like the Braves are a surprisingly hot team right now.
Yeah.
But who is Drake Baldwin?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this guy.
This guy, I mean, he was a catching prospect, and now he's like the hottest catcher, hotter than Cal Raleigh. This guy's probably looking at an all-star. I know I'll probably be voting for him once the voting opens in the next month or whatever. I think it's in May, right, when the voting opens?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely be voting for him after Hunter Goodman. But yeah, and then of course I know you'll be voting for Will Smith more than likely.
Obviously.
I mean, I wish. I mean, I would vote. I mean, Will Smith is having a good start too. I mean, he's 270, 280. Yeah,
Will Smith is the best defensive catcher in the league.
Yes, I will say that. And plus, he made a couple, strike him out, throw him outs in the series. And again, we still have another game tonight. But yeah,
we'll see more of that tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, but I mean, like I mean, if we look at their starting 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, their starting 9 all have batting averages above 200.
Yeah,
the Braves. So I mean, like and then their backup first baseman has a 353.
Yeah, man,
and
they're
their
clicking.
Backup shortstop has a 368.
Yeah, they lead.
I mean, it's insane how well all of their players are playing right now. It's ridiculous. I mean, like they only have 3 players, and they're all bench players who have played 10 or less games that have negative WARs. Well, all of their other players have positive WARs.
Well, I'm just looking on MLB.com here. It's surprising to see a team like the Nationals right up there with them for the lead in baseball, tied with the Dodgers. That's the Nationals in runs scored. But Mason, the Braves have scored 122 runs. That makes them the best offense in baseball.
Yep.
In terms of runs scored.
Yeah.
It's just they know how to bring in guys. And again, Acuna, you have Albies.
Yep.
Well, Matt Olson's having a slow start, I think, but he's starting to heat up a little bit. But again, Drake Baldwin is the guy to talk about for a lot of Braves fans over there.
It's insane.
And their pitching staff is let me look at 65 runs allowed, which is again the best in baseball. The Braves are like, if you look just based off their team, maybe not the record, even though I think it still belongs to the Dodgers, but you're looking at the best team in baseball in Atlanta right now next to the Braves. And honestly, I would love to see like a Dodger Braves NLCS rematch. It would just make baseball fun.
Yeah, I mean, this team, after being, they were
not that good last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were the middle of the division last year, and were out of playoff contention because they were in third place. But this year, coming back with, I guess, a vengeance. I don't know. This team is ridiculous. A combined team ERA of 2.66 and a combined team WHIP of 1.08.
That's pretty good.
Which is ridiculous. I will say. Yeah, it is kind of insane just how well this team is playing. I mean, you have a team average of 8.1 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yeah.
So that's pretty solid.
Putting the ball in play. Putting ball in play.
Yeah, I'm just like a team total amount of strikeouts from their pitchers of 177. I do believe if we look at, is that the most in MLB right now?
It might be. And I will say this as you're looking that stat up, Bryce Elder has a 0.77 ERA. That's 23 strikeouts. Yeah. If you have an ERA under 1, especially at the start of the year, because again, people have to put in perspective. Sometimes you'll have those stars to where you give up a couple runs and your ERA inflates to like 108 or whatever, 0.00. Yeah. And then it, obviously comes down to earth. Bryce Elder has a 0.77. It's insane. It's sad to hear. And as the season rolls on, it's just, it's going to be probably around there unless if he has just an ungodly start to where he just he gives up like 12 runs. Or
the Braves actually only have the 20th most strikeouts for their pitchers.
Interesting.
This year with 177. The most is the Guardians, who have 229.
Okay. Guardians, they're a pitching factory, so
yeah. But this team is, if it's not the Dodgers, it's the Braves.
Yeah.
Like at this point in the season, I think that's kind of what it feels like. If
World Series
the Dodgers, it's the Braves.
Yeah,
100%. They are they're the team to beat. They're the second best team in MLB right now. Just you go based off of win record. Again, I mean that's just because they're only the Dodgers have played one less game than them. But they have the highest run differential, again, 8-2 in their last 5 with a 5-win streak, 8-4 at home, 7-3 away. This team is crazy. But at number 1 in the power rankings, and it's the Dodgers. As a Dodgers fan, I think this week I'm more okay with them being in this one spot than last week. But it still feels uneasy. I mean, especially it's like, when you still have the best winning record, it's kind of hard not to put the team who has the most wins in first place in power rankings.
Yep.
But I mean, if we go to, just like team stats, the Dodgers only lead 2 categories. They lead batting average and total home runs. But the Braves lead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. Now, yes, the Dodgers are top 5 in 3 other ones. But again, the Braves, outside of their 5 that they're leading, are top 5 in all but 3. So, I mean, it's just like the Dodgers don't really feel like, in terms of total team power, the best team. I mean, especially with what happened over the last 2 games against the Rockies. I mean, it's the bullpen is the 2025 bullpen again. Like, what happened? What happened yesterday on Sunday? I
Yeah.
was like, okay, we got some people, we're gonna have a chance to come back. It's a tight game, and
Mhm.
then Blake Trinan and Edwin Diaz give up a total of 6 runs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the Dodgers threw like a gazillion pitches in that inning, and they could not get out of it.
The guy
Yeah,
who got
just
us out of the inning was Kyle Hurt. Like, come
coincidence? I
on,
think not.
come on, dude.
Yeah.
It's like it is sometimes an embarrassment to watch some of the pitchers that are in this bullpen because
Mhm.
it's like
Is this your first outing ever?
exactly like
Yeah.
have you thrown a pitch in the MLB before? I mean, especially guys like Blake Trinan and Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
It's like our veterans in our bullpen. I don't know. I hope that this bullpen breakdown just happens early, like these next couple weeks,
Yeah.
whatever,
This
like we'll
season.
deal with it.
Yep.
And then
Mhm.
they just lock it in for the rest of the season. But it's
Yeah.
like we can't be having bullpen breakdowns again.
Mhm.
Like I'll say it was a miracle we made it to the World Series last year with how
Yeah.
poorly our bullpen pitched. Like it cost us like we had to drive our starting pitchers in the World Series. We had to
Mhm.
get 7 innings out of them at the very least. Sometimes getting 8, almost 9 innings out of Yoshi and Glasnow a couple of those games. It's like, and we're already seeing that 2025 bullpen again. Steven and I were going to the game tonight in Denver. Hopefully the Dodgers don't pitch like that tonight.
I hope so.
If the Dodgers pitch like that, I hope the Rockies pitch like that too.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be one of those nights where it's heavy offensive. I mean, we saw that yesterday. I mean, Ryan
Yeah.
Feltner for my Rockies, he
Yep.
didn't pitch all that great. I mean, he was okay. I mean, I think pitched past 5 innings. It's just, yeah. I mean, for the Dodgers, I will say again, you look at the record here, and maybe it's just because the last 2 games have been like, I don't know, like close-ish.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are still like plus 48 in run differential. I mean, again, 73 runs allowed, which is still right behind the Braves. Is the
I think
best in
that's
baseball.
the second most. They have the second most
Yeah.
runs for and the second most runs allowed. Again, right behind the Braves.
Mhm.
But I think like the Dodgers are a good comeback team. And I
Yeah,
think
they are. I mean, again,
like,
you
lot
had
of our
a
wins
you
have
had a
come in
mini
the 8th,
comeback
9th
going
inning.
yesterday. Yeah, you had a mini comeback going yesterday until Troy Johnson made that great catch to end the
Which
game.
was insane.
I thought that was going to drop. I'm like, okay, why are we still pitching Victor Vodnik after he's thrown 30 pitches
Yep,
after pitching
yep.
last night? So I'm like,
I like turned the radio broadcast on and I was like, okay, about to end it. Like I'm just gonna turn it on because I'm like doing some cleaning real quick. And I was like, I hear Rick Monday on the call, and it's like, and Troy Johnston lays it out to McFarland. I'm like, are we kidding, dude?
yeah.
And then I watched the replay. It's like that is a play that I think most right fielders would not make.
Yeah, I mean,
so I mean, props to Johnston for making that play. I think that's a play a lot of right fielders miss.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Do we want to like just kind of jump into the Rockies a little bit as we wrap up?
So we kind of talked about all the teams we want to. We can talk about Dodgers. Kind of like wrap it up. I kind of want to preview tonight's game a little bit. My thoughts, and then we can talk about the Rockies as well. I mean, I'm hoping for the sake of Robleski as a pitcher, I want him to have a good game tonight. I want him to like have a really solid start because I mean he's had 2 excellent starts already this season. I'm just like for a guy who was a bullpen guy who almost didn't have a spot on the postseason roster last year. Like I just want him to have a really solid start this evening. Now, for some stupid reason, it always seems like the Dodgers, the best team in baseball, the scary team in baseball. The Rockies, the scariest team in baseball, but only when they play the Dodgers. For some reason.
Going fishing.
Yeah, apparently. Fishing tonight. But honestly, I'm just excited to go to the game. It's my first baseball game of the season. Obviously, I want the Dodgers to win. Obviously, I know.
Well, Mason, I think there's good news for you, or at least for right now, because for those who don't know, I think I might have mentioned it on our previous pod or one of our previous ones. I went to the Rockies home opener against the Phillies where we gave up 6 or 7 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I a jinx or something? Because the last time I went to a Rockies game that we won goes back to 2023, man. So ever since then, all the Rockies games I've been to, we've lost, and we have not won extremely well because we've been blown out.
All the Rockies games that I have been to, as a Rockies fan, the
Yeah.
Rockies have lost. I have been to very little Rockies games as a Dodgers fan where the Dodgers have lost.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
I think I've been to one Rockies Dodgers game where the Dodgers lost, and it was the Rockies home opener against them in 2022.
Yep, that was Chris Bryant's debut. But yeah, no, yeah. To briefly talk about the Rockies here again, we're not going to talk too much about them since they're not really. I mean, the only big topic is what was said yesterday by Dalton Rushing. Talking about how
the night before. It was the night
Oh,
before.
the night before. Okay,
Yep.
Dalton Rushing. It was the night after the Rockies won the first game 2 of the series.
Yep.
He was basically saying how it was kind of fishy how the Rockies hitters were swinging at first pitches, which is not
fun fact. It's called bad pitching.
Exactly, especially when
Dave Roberts said that. It was like, so
Robert was like, yeah, it's not fishy. We were just bad pitches, and especially when it's down the middle of the plate.
Yeah, like how do you say? How do you not swing on a down the middle first pitch fastball?
Dude, more than likely, the best pitch is going to be the first pitch. Yeah, more than likely, every hitter knows this. It's just
if the ball comes down the middle, or if the hitter thinks it's coming down the middle, you swing at that every time, no matter what count it is.
Dalton Rushing should have not made those comments, but hey, that helped the Rockies, light them up yesterday, which honestly is bad for the Dodgers. But
it is a terrible look for Dalton Rushing as a player.
Yeah,
I don't really like him. I don't think he's a good defensive catcher, and he's not a good offensive bat. I much preferred Ben Rortvedt, who is better defensively. And cut the same bat. It sucks that we DFA'd him. Now he plays for the Mets. Which are, like we mentioned at the beginning, are in an implosion, the Mest implosion, if you will.
Yeah.
I want Benny Rowe back. I want him back. I don't like Dalton Rushing. Now, I know Dalton Rushing was our number one prospect, a couple of years ago, but he's not playing like our number one prospect. I don't think he has. And with how he's playing right now and his attitude in the ball club, I don't think he will. I think if Dalton Rushing continues to act the way he does, someone commented on this, and it might be a little extreme, but they commented that he's a clubhouse cancer. I don't think he's...
I wouldn't stretch it that far.
I don't think we're stretching it that far yet. He's not Tatis Machado or Castellanos. Sorry. Yes, Castellanos levels of clubhouse cancer. But I think if he continues to act the way he does, he will be. Because it's not... I think the Dodgers, in like the management inside the clubhouse, promote a healthy, positive, and encouraging clubhouse team energy. And I think that's regardless, win or lose, I think when the Dodgers, they're able to bounce back from losses. They're able to go on hot win streaks. They just have a good, positive team energy. And I think if Rushing acts like that, it brings the whole vibe down. And I think there's no place for that. And I think the managers need to tell him that. The 100%. If that acting, continues to happen. I hate to say it as a Dodgers fan, but I'm just like, it's true. I think the way he's been acting is very unacceptable. He needs to be. He needs to toughen up. He needs to mature. I'm just like, you can't blame bad pitches or bad pitch calling.
Well, especially if it's a game 2 of a series, it's a random game. It's not game 4 or whatever, and it's not like you're losing the series. You just gave up. You just lost one game, and you don't need to be saying stuff like that.
So we won the first one, and we lost by 1 run that second game. So it's like,
I mean, and you guys were up. You guys were up 2-1, and then we took a 3-2. No, you guys were up for whatever score. I think it was like 3-2, and then we won 4-3. But yeah, it's just Dalton, man. Hey. Maybe quiet down just a little bit. No offense, but just like you shouldn't be saying that, especially in the Dodgers clubhouse. Like you said, Mason, you expect to win every single night, and that creates a little bit of drama, unnecessary drama, and just bad vibes, really. And really, all you're hoping is if the Dodgers, you just want to get at this point, you just want to get out of Colorado, just forget about it, and then just start going on another winning streak.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I think this is definitely a rough road stretch for the Dodgers. I think. I mean, all across outside of game 1, which Dodgers shut out the Rockies 7-1 in game 1. But game 2 with Dalton's comments, and then the bullpen implosion yesterday.
Yeah.
It's been rough. So I think like the Dodgers definitely looking for a win tonight to kind of just get back on it. I think more than anything, I think that's why they need to get the win Obviously splitting the series is great, so we don't look like the Blue Jays losing a series to the Rockies.
Yeah.
Who are we? The Toronto Blue
The
Jays?
Blue Jays. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I think more than anything, a win is good just to especially after what's been a couple
Hmm.
rough performances, from players here and there, both on offense and on defense. The Dodgers definitely just need a win tonight. And I think with how well Robleski's been pitching, I think that's definitely possible. Robleski is 2-0, wins losses a 2.12 ERA. Haven't seen numbers like that in a long time.
Yeah.
His .76 WHIP, and this is all, mind you, in 17 innings of work.
Yeah.
He's pitched almost 2 full games, and those are his numbers. He's only allowed 8 hits. He has 6 strikeouts, only 5 walks, and has given up 0 home runs.
Yeah, I feel he's a guy that gets outs easily.
Yeah,
so
I'm just he's got that dog mentality.
Yeah, I'm actually intrigued to watch him tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Again, he's a lefty.
Yep.
So I think more than likely Warren Schaefer for my Rocks will put a lot of right-handed hitters in the lineup. We'll see. But honestly, I hope Troy Johnson plays because he's been playing out of his mind. But anyways,
yeah, Troy Johnson has the best batting average on the Rockies right now. He's got a 328.
Thank you, Marlins. Thank you, Marlins, for giving him to us on waivers.
If we look at I'll mention the pitching matchup again. Robleski versus Quintana. Quintana's 0-1. He has a 5.63 and ERA, a 1.88 WHIP through 8 innings of work, only striking out a 3, giving up 1 homer, 8 walks, and 7 hits.
Yeah.
So Quintana,
not too good.
Was a signing from the Rockies this offseason. He is so far not looked like the guy that the Rockies needed to bring into the starting rotation. Their best pitcher right now is Sagano.
Yeah, in terms of starter, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Dolander, who shockingly is having an excellent start. I'm just well, Lorenzen is right there too, a 2.08 ERA through his 21.2 innings.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think they're going for, this appears to be a bullpen game, I think is what the Rockies are pitching.
Probably, yeah. I mean, honestly, again, we've seen a lot of that this year for the Rockies. Again, we're going to wrap it up here in the next few moments and just maybe talk about a couple other teams in the NL Central before we finish up, and maybe one or two in the American League. But yeah, man, I mean, Quintana, a little worrisome, walked a bunch of people in the Astros series. Really, you're just hoping to get outs against the Dodgers. I mean, try to, again, the Rockies have tried to get ground ball pitchers this offseason in Lorenzen and Sagano, and then Quintana. Quintana, it's his command. That's the big issue, because we've seen before where Quintana gets 1 or 2 outs, and then all of a sudden he walks a guy 4 straight balls. It's just like, dude, what the heck? So I think right now, if you're the Rockies, just try to, obviously don't throw that down the middle, but please just throw strikes, because the result is when you throw strikes, good results happen for most part. Of course, if they hit a home run, if the Dodgers hit a solo home run, that's not going to kill you. What kills you is the gappers and the 3-run home runs in Coors Field. That's what kills you.
I think that's kind of that. I think that was kind of what was happening with the bullpen in last night's game from the Dodgers. It was there were just so many bloop hits.
Yeah, Freeman got a bloop hit that was literally off the end of the bat by that much. I'm like, dude, how did he get that?
I think for the Dodgers tonight, definitely avoid that. Kind of just okay, I don't think you put in Diaz or Trina tonight.
No,
definitely not. Don't put them in.
Yeah. Save him up for the next series.
Yeah, I mean, or honestly, I don't care. Tanner Scott's having a great season. Have him close the game.
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah. But same thing with the Rockies, where it's like you said, their pitchers have definitely, especially their, some of the bullpen arms, especially.
Oh, yeah, Herget. Yep.
We're seeing, just a lot of loss of command. Where it's kind of just we're kind of in there, kind of in there, and then 4 straight balls, a couple bloop hits, and then now you've given up 3 runs.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I was I'm sorry, I was mistaken earlier. I misread the wrong stat. Lorenzen has a 7.48 ERA.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with that opening day start.
Yep.
Because again, it was 6-7 runs. Oh man, I just did the number.
I think today was supposed to be a Freeland bump day, but Freeland is on the IL right now.
Yeah, he got bumped out.
So I think that's probably why Quintana is starting. I guess a bullpen game from that. Hopefully Freeland comes back. I think he's a solid pitcher. I mean, he's not amazing, But
He's
I
our
think,
he's our best pitcher in the
yeah, I mean,
rotation.
he's having a solid year.
Yeah.
For the Rockies, for sure. I mean, the Rockies. I don't know. I think you posted this on the Rockies Now page on their
Mhm.
story. The Rockies didn't have 9 wins last season until they had 49 losses.
It was 42 losses
42
actually.
losses. My apologies.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But they're 9
Yeah.
and 13 this season. And
Progress.
so Rockies' best start in a while, but also the
Yeah.
Dodgers' best start since
Yeah.
what is it?
Was it 2022?
No, since
2015? I forget. It was a really good. It was a really
it
interesting
is.
stat. Let me look it up.
Obviously, we've lost the last 2, but after their win on Friday, they're 15-4, which is the best start since 1977.
Yep, when they went 17-3 in their first 20 games.
Yep,
dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. So Dodgers' best start since 77. Rockies. I think this is definitely their best start, at least in the last 2 years.
In a while. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like it's been a while.
But it's really not. It's really not. But yeah, no. Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and then I think to close this off, there was one series that we wanted to.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we kind of already talked about the Yankees a little bit and the Angels, but yeah, Mike Trout again. Shout out to him having a great year. That was our series last week to watch. Mason, do we have a series we want to quickly mention? Maybe Padres and Rockies, like see what happens there.
Yeah, let me take a peek at the schedule and see what we've got.
While you're doing that, I'm just gonna give a quick shout out to these teams. Just a quick shout out. We're not gonna I'm not gonna talk too much about them. Shout out to the Marlins. They had a pretty good week. Obviously, Kyle Stowers. Hope he's okay. He had a hit by pitch, I think, in the hand yesterday, literally after coming back from the IL.
Oof.
And then the Nationals, they're surprising a lot of people. They're around 500. Like I said earlier, they're actually right next to the Braves. They're 121 in runs scored. So their offense is hot. Shout out to the Rays. Again, like we kind of briefly mentioned, the Mariners and the A's. The A's are playing ball right now.
Yeah.
Nick Hertz had a home run, I think, yesterday. The Mariners are starting to get hot, which they definitely needed, especially after last year. The pedigree that you put up going to the ALCS against the Blue Jays, and one could argue maybe the Mariners could have been in the World Series. But anyways, and then obviously the Phillies, not necessarily a shout out, more of like concern because the Phillies just are not doing well whatsoever.
Yeah.
And Phillies fans in Philadelphia are already looking forward to football season, Mason. So, and we're already hearing the Eagles chant in Citizens Bank Park over there in Philadelphia. But yeah, man, I mean, the Phillies, what's going on with Philadelphia? But anyways, do we have a series?
I think there are 2 we need to watch. We've got kind of like first half of the week series and then a back half of the week series. Another Yankees matchup, but the Yankees and Red Sox play starting tomorrow.
The rivalry.
I think that's definitely going to be a series to watch. More than anything, just to see how, to see if the Red Sox can scrape up a couple wins.
Are they for real?
One of the best teams in baseball. And then the back half week series, I want to watch the Rockies and Mets. The 2 worst teams in the MLB going head to head back half of week 4, or I guess week 5 is what this is going into. So I think those are going to be our 2 series to watch as we wrap it up for this week. As always, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the support as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, all those things. We talk, come here every week, talk about baseball, recap the week's happenings. And we'll keep promoting this. If you want to help out in any way, we need someone who could edit together this type of content for YouTube, someone to manage the social media pages, and then potentially someone as well. I just kind of thought of this recently, but someone to kind of do like more like short form content to put on like YouTube, like to put on YouTube Shorts. There's a great creator, I think I shouted them out last week, Made the Cut, who kind of just does like every time something crazy happens in the MLB or something notable, he makes like a quick 5-minute YouTube video, puts it up there. I definitely want to do that type of content here on Baseball Now as well. So yeah, if you have those skills, you're interested, you can reach out to our Rockies Now Instagram page. Just
probably the best way.
Yeah, that's the best way because we don't have any social media pages for Baseball Now currently. So if you're interested, reach out to Steven, or you can shoot you can shoot Steven an email as well. His
Mhm.
email, I think, is on our Baseball Now page.
Yeah.
It should be up there, so you can reach out to him.
Or just contact Tom over at White Sox Now. He's doing an extremely job over there, and I think he's even offered to help us out over here. But yeah, again,
if you're interested, just reach out. We love some help just on the back end, more promotion side of things. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Go Rockies.
Go Dodgers.
Okay.